First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Yahweh is who this world ignorantly calls God. Yahushai is who this world ignorantly calls Jesus. Bahashem means in the name, Rakah means spirit, and Quadash means holy. And that's all in the Paleo Hebrew. I also want to give double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Today's video going to be a quick video, but wanted to go into how there's archaeological proof that so-called white people are Edomites, right? They descend back to Esau, okay, which his name was changed to Edom, which means red, okay, and they are of that lineage, okay. And one of the easy ways to prove this is the architecture, okay. If you look up Petra, right, let's see what it says about Petra. Moses, but pretty much Petra, was pretty much one of the habitations of the Edomites. Okay, this is where they lived. And when you go into the architecture, okay, of these buildings, right, you can see something similar. Right, what is that? It's the pillars, it's the triangle, and it's the eagle on top. Right, it's pretty much cut off the top right, but there's supposed to be an eagle there, okay? The symbology of the eagle, okay? And who builds like that today? White House. Same thing. The pillars, the triangle on top, and the eagle, okay? America now. It's just the fact of the matter is that the name's changed, okay? There's nothing different. There's only one group of people on the earth that build like this, okay? It's not the Chinese, okay? It's not the Arabs, okay, it's not the Latinos, the blacks, okay, so-called blacks, okay, it's the Edomites, so-called white people. They are the only ones that build in this manner, and this is proof, okay, that is their true nationality and heritage, their true identity, right? There's no such thing as a white person, right? That's a social construct, right? So ask yourself, what were they called before they were called white? Okay, Caucasian, which, when I get to the scriptures, that's also more evidence. Right? What were they called before that? You could say Europeans. What were they called before Europeans? Romans. What were they called before Romans? Greeks. What were they called before Greeks? Edomites. Okay? Edomites. Okay, and I have this picture here, which actually shows you that. Right? And this goes back before the Greeks. Okay, going back to when they were actually called Edomites, they still had the same eagle and that same look. Okay? They just changed the name of the company and its location. Greek, okay, you can see same man with the eagle. Roman, same thing. United States, same thing, because it is the same people. Okay, it is the same people. But hey, this is proof right here. The White House, okay, and you look at any other building, okay, a major building across America is built in the same manner. Okay, so let's just get straight into the scriptures, and there's really only one scripture, one chapter you need to really hit this whole point, and it's Obadiah. Okay, this is Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 1. It says, "The vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yahweh concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador set among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?" Okay, and this is talking about the Edomites, so-called white people, right? Why do you think they're called Caucasian? Right, Caucasian goes back to the Caucasus Mountains, okay, and that's where they're dwelling. Okay, they're actually called cave dwellers. That's what Caucasian goes back to. Okay, and that's ultimately fitting this right here. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Okay, cave dwellers, Caucasian. Okay, that's actually where they went. They went to the Caucasus Mountains after they fell out of power around 400 AD. Okay, that's when pretty much Jake, the Israelites, so-called dark-skinned people, okay, started ruling all of Europe. Okay, and they actually went down for 1,000 years. They went into the mountains. Okay, that's where the whole idea of a caveman actually comes from, is from the Edomites, so-called white people. Okay, but what they did is that they try to hide that history by including everybody into that picture, right? They were the ones that were out here, okay, like pure cavemen, okay, running around with clubs, all hairy, okay, attacking civilized people. They're the ones that were doing that. Okay, and if you don't believe me, let's prove the point. The wild men and the Moors, okay? And the Moors were Israelites that believed in Islam, right? But let's just read. It's actually a lot of reading, but I'll pretty much just get into the picture. Right, you see off here, those are dark-skinned people, and this was in circa 1440. Kahala Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right? So, if you go into this picture, right, you see on the left are all these so-called white people, Edomites, right, hairy, with sticks and stones and clubs in their hands, fighting against a group of dark-skinned people in castles, okay, and pretty much civilized. Okay, and what this is going into right here, okay, was those cavemen. Okay, the real cavemen were so-called white people. Okay, and this is art to prove it. But going back to the point, I just want to show that quickly. Ultimately, the reason they were in that estate is because it was prophesied that they were going to be in that estate. Right? If you go to Revelation 20, it talks about the devil, right? Satan. That old serpent was bound for 1,000 years. Okay, that was talking about the Edomites. Okay, and a lot of people get tripped up with that word Satan and devil. If you go into that word Satan in the blue letter Bible, okay, and you go into the Greek definition, it goes into Satanas. Okay, and the second definition, it actually says a Satan-like man. Okay, and that's exactly what the Edomites are. Okay, they are satanic against the laws of the Most High. Same thing with devil. All devil means is adversary. Okay, nothing else, nothing more. But what I was talking about, yeah, the prophecy, it says that the devil, the old serpent Satan, was bound for 1,000 years, okay, into the bottomless pit. Okay, what that was talking about was the prophecy of the Dark Ages, Middle Ages, Byzantine Empire, whatever you want to call it. Okay, which what happened is that those Edomites, right, they were bound for 1,000 years, okay, at the bottom. Okay, they were at the lowest of low. No matter what they could do, they could not reach some type of power or status in that society during that time. Okay, and that's exactly what happened. They went into the caves and became animals, which is what you see right here. Right, they're trying to give power. Okay, they're trying to get an authority, but they can't. Okay, because the Most High put a seal upon them that it was impossible for 1,000 years. And that's why they always talk about that time period as a time of very slow technological improvement, and there was not much going on. That's false. That's a lie. Okay, the reason they say that is because there wasn't much going on for them. Okay, the Israelites were thriving during that time. But let's get back to Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 3. It says, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down?" Right, and when it's talking about habitation is high, okay, you can actually see that nowadays with these skyscrapers. Okay, ultimately trying to reach the stars, right, goes into that in the next scripture. But before I even get to that point, Job actually talked about this. Right, he prophesied. Okay, this is Job chapter 30. In verse 1 it says, "But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished? For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes, and juniper roots for their meat. They are driven forth from among men, they cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth." Okay, and that's talking about this right here. Okay, going through the roots, the juniper roots. Okay, dwelling in the clefts of the valleys and the caves of the earth. We just read that, okay, as a identifier of the Edomites. Okay, and the Edomites are so-called white people. You can't get around it. Okay, can't get around it. Let's go back there. It's verse 4. It says, "Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars," going into those satellites, "thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh." Okay, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Right, if you actually go read Revelation 20, it talks about how after he was loosed from that little season, the 1,000 years, right? He was loosed. Actually, let's just read it. I hate butchering it. Slovakia. Give me a second. Right. This is Revelation chapter 20. In verse 2 it says, "And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season." Okay, and that's the time we're in that little season. Okay, they came back into power after those 1,000 years were finished, and it was called the Renaissance, right? Which Renaissance means rebirth. Rebirth of who? The Edomites. Okay, and right now we're in that little season, but soon to come, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and he's going to throw this all down. Right? He's going to come back to set the kingdom of heaven, the Israelites ruling forever, make it a reality. Okay, but I'll read that one more time, all of it. It says, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, Who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh." Okay, so just want to touch on that real quick. Spirits upon me. So hopefully this is edifying. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the outer bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Shalom to you, like Shalom.